Hi everybody and welcome to Racing with Remy. I'm your host Remy and today I'm recording with my dad Jeremy.
Hello.
Here. Yes, and we're going to do the Xfinity Series season recap. It was a tough season for some drivers and other drivers it was a piece of cake. So let's get started. We start off with Daytona 300, I think. It's 300 mile.
I believe it's a 300 mile, yes.
Which was won by Noah Gragson. And there was a few big crashes at the end, one involving Austin Cindric and another involving Michael Annett. Anyways, Michael Annett is an Xfinity Series regular. Next up, we're going to Las Vegas race, which was won by Chase Briscoe. He had a great year, but did not win the championship. Next up is Auto Club, which was won by Harrison Burton.
All right, so Harrison Burton, I believe he's the son of former NASCAR Series driver Jeff Burton.
Yeah. He might be brothers with Jeb Burton, maybe, possibly.
I don't know that. I know Jeff and Ward were brothers. I don't know if Jeb is Ward's son or Jeff's son. I just know that Harrison is Jeff's son.
Next up is Phoenix, which was won by Brandon Jones. Keep in mind that this is the first Phoenix race. Now we're going, because of the shutdown, our next race is at Darlington, which was won by, guess what, Chase Briscoe.
That's win number 2 for Chase.
Yeah. Next up is Charlotte, which was won by Kyle Busch.
Boo.
Why do you say boo every single time I announce a race that was won by Kyle Busch?
Because it's fun to boo Kyle Busch.
I actually kind of like him as a driver.
Okay.
But we're all entitled to our opinion.
Yes, we are.
Next up is Bristol, which was won by Noah Gragson.
I think I saw him do well in Truck Series before.
Yeah. Next up is Atlanta, which was won by AJ Allmendinger. Guess what his nickname is? The Dinger.
Well, that's a dinger.
Yeah. When he flipped upside down in 2017 in NASCAR Cup Series, the first thing they said was, well, AJ, that was a humdinger. That's basically what they say whenever he gets into trouble when he's wrecking.
That's a really bad pun. Anyway, what's next?
Next up is Miami 1 of 2, which is also known as Homestead. This one was won by Harrison Burton. Miami 2 of 2 was won by Chase Briscoe.
That's 3 for Chase and 2 for Harrison.
Next up, we're going to Dago, where Justin Haley won that one. Next up is Pocono, which Chase Briscoe won again.
So we're up to 4.
Next up is Indianapolis, which Chase Briscoe won.
So we're up to 5.
Next up is Kentucky 1 of the doubleheader, which was won by Austin Cindric.
How many wins is that for Austin Cindric? Is that his first win of the season?
Yeah.
Cool.
Next up is the second one of the Kentucky doubleheader, which Austin Cindric swept the doubleheader with another win.
So what you're saying is he was really good at Kentucky this year.
Yeah. But anyways, next up is the Texas race, which was won by Austin Cindric.
3 in a row for Austin. Good job.
Next up is Kansas, which was won by Brandon Jones.
I believe that's his second win of the season from what you were telling me.
Yeah. Next up is Road America, which was won by Austin Cindric.
So 4 out of 5. That's pretty good.
Now we have the Daytona Roval, which was won by Austin Cindric.
5 out of 6. I'm starting to see why Chase Briscoe didn't win the championship. I'm betting you Austin Cindric did.
Next up is Dover number 1 of 2, a doubleheader, which Justin Allgaier won.
Man, it seems like Allgaier's been racing Xfinity for like 20 years.
Yeah, he's an Xfinity regular like Michael Annett. I think Elliott Sadler mostly stuck to Xfinity too and ran a few Cup seasons.
Yeah, at some point he went back down to Xfinity, you're right.
His success in Xfinity didn't really carry on to Cup.
I mean, he won 3 or 4 races. That's more than a lot of guys, so
Yeah.
you got that going for him.
The Dinger only won 1 race in Cup.
All right, next race.
Next up is Dover 2 out of the doubleheader, which was won by Chase Briscoe.
I've lost count of how many he won.
I believe 6.
I'm from the South. I can't count that high.
Next, we have a race at Daytona, which is won by Justin Haley.
So I believe that's his second win, right?
Yeah. There's 2 Justins.
I'm sure there are more than 2 Justins.
There are 2 Justins in there so far. Next up, we have the race at Darlington for the playoffs, which was won by Brandon Jones. Next up is Richmond, 1 out of the doubleheader, which was won by Justin Allgaier. And then Richmond 2 out of the doubleheader was also won by Justin Allgaier.
So Justin Allgaier swept the Richmond doubleheader.
Yeah. Next up, we go to Bristol, which was won by
Chase Briscoe.
Yeah. Next up is Vegas, which was won by
Chase Briscoe.
Next up is Dega, which was won by
I don't know.
Justin Haley.
I knew it wasn't Chase Briscoe by the way you were acting, though.
Next up is Charlotte, which was won by
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
No.
Dinosaur Jr.
It was won by the Dinger.
Dinosaur Dinger?
No.
Dale Earnhardt Dinger?
No. AJ Allmendinger.
I play catcher and I hit dingers.
Yeah. His nickname's the Dinger, by the way. Next up is Kansas race where Anthony Alfredo went upside down in a huge wreck.
But who won the race?
The race was won by Chase Briscoe, this is about Chase Briscoe's 9th win. Man.
He was having a great year.
Yeah. Next up is Texas, which was won by Harrison Burton. Next up is Martinsville, which was won by
Chase Briscoe.
Harrison Burton.
Okay.
And finally is Phoenix, which was won by
Austin Cindric.
Yeah. So Austin Cindric won the championship because Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, Justin Haley, and Justin Allgaier were in the top 4, I believe.
Yeah, if I remember right, I saw a thing saying that there was a 75% chance that the champion's name would end in USTIN. And Chase Briscoe, I think, on his Twitter responded by putting USTIN at the end of the CHAS, saying his name was now Chaston Briscoe. Took you a second, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So now that we've recapped the season, it is time for our retro race review.
Yeah, which I watched the race where Anthony Alfredo went upside down, Kansas Lottery 300 Xfinity Series 2020.
Tell us more about it.
So basically, the Chase Briscoe, we all know, won the race. And so far, and at the very beginning of the race, there was a wreck. Austin Cindric and Noah Gragson got together. And that's the wreck that I believe ended Gragson's playoff run.
I believe so, too. I remember seeing when you were watching the race and seeing the ticker that Gragson was in last place. Which meant he probably... Well, I don't think that was the race where he was eliminated. It was the one where he was just mathematically put so far back he wasn't going to catch up.
Other than seeing Noah Gragson fall earlier, since I wanted either him or Chase Briscoe to win, or Harrison Burton, I mean, those 3 are my favorite Xfinity drivers in the 2020 NASCAR season by far. Although Austin Cindric's not far behind either.
By far, but this other guy's not far behind. Seems kind of conflicting there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that will do our NASCAR Xfinity Series season recap. So, Remy, what are we doing next week?
Next week, I would like to cover either Formula One or ARCA.
Pick one. We'll do it.
I'll choose.
Get a coin and flip. Put heads one and tails. Oh, he's actually going to get up and go get a coin. All right, hand it here. I'll do the flipping.
Heads, heads Formula One, tails ARCA.
Tails. It is ARCA.
Okay.
Don't come back. All right, so you heard it here. The coin has decided we are covering the ARCA series next week. So, Remy, take us home.
You can find us on Spotify and Anchor, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, and Overcast. I know, and I believe we're on a few other podcast platforms. If you Google Racing with Remy podcast, we should come up.
What about the website?
The website withmywifepod.com. You could also find me on there, which also has my mom and dad's podcasts, Caregiver Chronicles. I watched it with my wife, and I listened with my wife.
All right, so that'll do it for this week. Stay tuned. Next week, we're covering the ARCA series here on
Racing with Remy, and we only covered it because the coin decided ARCA. Then we're doing Formula One. Then, if we can, we're going to try and get Dash Series in.
All right, so we're doing ARCA next week here on Racing with Remy. Bye.
Bye, everybody.